grab your favorite teddy bear, hold it close, because I'm going to tell you a nightmare of a real estate story. So you'd figure in real estate, everything is going to happen perfectly, okay? You have an attorney on your side, the buyer side. You have an attorney on the seller side. You have a lender on the buyer side. And then you got your realtor here, and you got your realtor there, and you figure everyone wants to get a deal closed and without any friction. That is not the case, okay? And this nightmare story, what I'm going to explain to you is the nightmarish stuff that can happen when trying to meet deadlines in contracts. So here's the deal, okay? This is where we're going to get everything started. When you buy a house and you get the seller to sign off on the fact that, hey, we're going to give you the house, we're signing the contract, here you go, bam. You get a pen out here, okay? You are going to buy my house, bam, okay? What ends up happening is that contract is sent to the lender. Now, the lenders have to lock your rate right away, and there's an expiration date on this rate lock. So let's pretend your interest rate is 6%. Yay, you got 6%. Fantastic, great. Now, on the paperwork is going to have a date that it says when you are expected to close. Let's pretend today's the 1st and we're going to close on the 30th. 30 days is normally how long it takes right now in Chicago for these deals to close. So that means that if you get closer to the 30th and maybe like a couple days after, you risk the rate lock expiring. These things expire, unfortunately, okay? Like a can of beans. You can't eat them 3 years from now. You got to knock that out in the next 2 years or else they're going to expire and be gross by the time you open them. You can't do it. The same thing is with the rate lock. So what's the risk? Here's the risk. You get your rate at 6% now. If the rates happen to drop, great. 5.75, I'll take it. Congrats to me. But the way the world works, this new rate is probably going to be higher. So let's say it's 6.5% if it expires, and now it's crazy talk, right? Because something happened along the timeline of a deal, the actual time got extended, but banks aren't forgiving. They're not going to say, don't worry, we'll hold the rate for you. No, they need to make their money. So what happens? Rate goes up to 6.5%. So in this situation, the clients and the attorneys, the clients and the realtors, being myself, we're all on board. I call the other agent and I say, hey, other agent, we'll call the agent Timmy. Hey, Timmy, it's Antonio. My clients want to close on the 30th. Timmy goes, guess what? I just talked to the owner. He is on board. We're going to close the 30th. No problem. Okay, great. The realtor and the owners and the buyers are all in sync. Now here come the attorneys. Bum, 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 bum. Here comes attorney number one, my attorney. You know what, Antonio? I'm going to put this all on paper. It sounds fantastic. Here we go. That attorney writes a letter, sends it over to the other attorney. The other attorney hasn't had their coffee. They're in the middle of a nasty divorce. Their neighbors never return the lawnmower. They're really, really upset at life. And they stop and they go, whoa, 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 whoa. Who agreed to the 30th? I'm the attorney. Yo soy el papa. Yo soy el mero mero. I am the main guy in this situation. You, no one ever cleared this with me. How dare you? How dare you accept the 30th without getting my expertise in the matter? How dare you do it? This happens all the time because a lot of attorneys out there, they just don't know how to work with finesse. Okay? So then they throw a monkey wrench in the situation. This is what the attorney did. The attorney called the seller, who had already agreed with their own agent that the 30th was going to be fine. And he says, hey, listen, I understand that you talked to Timmy about closing on the 30th, but you know what? I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to extend the closing date 2 weeks. Why? So that you, sir, Mr. Homeowner, can have an extra 2 weeks to move out at your leisure. Take your time, one chair at a time. Maybe move out the TV today, take out the couch on Tuesday, move the refrigerator out on Wednesday, take a nap on Thursday, and then start all over again on Friday. I'm going to do this for you because I'm your attorney and I love you, right? Now, what happens? The owner gets confused and all of a sudden is like, you know what? I would like that. My feet do hurt. They hurt right now. They convey to Timmy, the agent, hey, Timmy, guess what? The 30th is out. We're now going to go an extra 14 days. We're moving out the 14th. Timmy goes, damn, okay, cool. Let me call Antonio. They call me. The first thing I worry about, hey, we're changing the date. Great. Is it sooner or is it later? Because if it's later, we may have to deal with an issue with a rate extension or the rate expiring. Here's what happens. If you have great credit, there is a way for us to extend that rate lock so that you don't lose it. There is a way to do that. It's called paying more money to the bank. Now, my buyers already agreed to buy the house. They already signed the contract. They already did their inspections. They've already taken and agreed to the contract stuff. They're good. They don't have to spend more money. But now the attorney on the other side convinced their customer that shit's moving too fast and they should maybe take a couple of extra days just to make their life easier and extend the time on my client's transaction, which is forcing them to have to pay more money to secure this rate that they, their credit so that they're worthy of having, right? And now all of a sudden my clients are like, wait, so now to keep our rate, we have to pay more money. Well, who pays that? The people who extended the deal, the timeline? Or me, because I want the house so bad, I'm not going to ask them to give us more money. I'm just going to go ahead and pay for this extension myself. Now, if you have good credit, that rate extension could be a couple $100. Could be like $200-$300. Big deal. But if your credit isn't the best and you struggled to get this loan to begin with, that rate extension could be like a couple $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, $1,000. Regardless of what it is, that money is going to get charged to somebody, and the argument could be made that, hey, since you all are extending the rate or extending the time of close for no reason, you guys should pay this. Now, what happens is in some situations is the sellers, all of a sudden, life happens, and now they need extra time to move out. And what you don't want to do is, I never recommend this, you never close a deal and then allow the current owner to become a renter and stay there because they're so comfortable with the house that they're going to stay there for as long as they want. And then all of a sudden they're going to be like, yeah, I know I said 2 weeks, but you know what? I haven't found a place. I really need to stay here for a month. Meanwhile, you're sitting there with a U-Haul and a hard-on to move into the property because you had just bought it. You want to live in your new house. Now you can't move into it because the original owner became a tenant and you don't want to leave. That does happen all the time. In those cases, whenever they need more time to be there, I actually just say, hey, you know what? It's probably better off that we either move up the closing date, have them pay for the rate lock instead of paying you rent, and the day that you sign is the day that you go with your U-Haul truck and you move into the property. That is the best way to go about things, given that the circumstances allow for that, because sometimes they just don't, right? So in this scenario, I had to get on the phone with the agent, Timmy, and say, listen, Timmy, here we go. Oh, man, I'm backwards. Hey, Timmy, listen. We're not doing the 15th. We're doing the 30th. And I don't want to hear nothing about it. Did I make myself clear? And Timmy on the other line, yes, sir, Mr. Antonio, has to go speak to their attorney and get the attorney to understand that Antonio don't play. And that other attorney is going to go, well, Antonio's not a leader of the law as I am. I have my degree. I got my degree at lawdegreeuniversity.com, and it states that he has to listen to me. And now what do I got to do? Now what do I do, right? I now have to call my attorney, who's a beast, by the way, who calls that attorney, and they do their dance. You know, they do their they do the polka shuffle, you know, or they do the Mortal Kombat shuffle. They fight each other on the phone. Oh, well, you're going to have to give us this much money. Well, no, you're going to have to give us this instead. All right. And that happens. And it happens after the fact that me and the agent Timmy and his client and my client have already came to an agreement in the beginning. And the only reason why we're doing this and going through all this trouble again is because somebody had to puff out their chest, show their feathers, and prove to the world that they were the best attorney known to man in the industry, and throw a monkey wrench in absolutely everything. These are things that happen all the time, and these are things that only seasoned agents can really, I guess, deal with. So I am an agent. I've been an agent for a long time. I think it's already been like 9 years, 8 or 9 years already. My girl's been an agent forever, and we're a team together. So we deal with these situations all the time. This happens all the time. All the time. Just happened. This story is a story that just happened on my very, very last transaction. So I wanted to communicate it to you guys. So, if you need a realtor in Chicago, you can watch more of my videos on my channel. I have video tours. I have property tours. Of course, best practices, and of course, there's nightmare stories like this that you'll see every now and then on the channel. But like, subscribe, share the video. Hopefully, you guys learn something from it. But that is it on this episode of Living in Chicago. So thank you so much, and again, please subscribe and tell your friends. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.